What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's talk about it. Muhammad Ali had brought this up, and everybody flipped out about it. You got to understand the climate at which he was dealing with at the time. It was so much racial injustice at that time. It was nothing like how it is today. Anybody who's trying to compare today's era back in with that era, it's entirely different. Okay, we remember what he said. So when people was like, man, I don't trust white folks in business. I don't trust, you can't, it's hard to trust anybody in business. If you depend on color to do business, then you're not going to be in business too long. Or you're going to have a cap on what all you could do. If you have your determination, you only want to sell to black people and you only want to work with black people, that's fine. That's your prerogative. Just like if somebody say, hey, I only want to work with white folks and I'm only going to do this with white folks. Hey, that's fine. If that's what you want to do and limit yourself and put yourself in a box, then do it. I mean, that's your take on it. Me, I'd rather have a business that caters to everyone. Now, Muhammad Ali put out a statement about trusting, like, why we should trust white people. Like, all white people ain't bad, which they're not. But he put it in a way of, and they took his, they always gonna twist it out of content, is what he was saying. He gave an analogy. He also acknowledged that there are a few good ones in the bunch back then, but let's listen to what Ali said first.
Many white people who mean right and in heart want to do right, but they're so few. If 10,000 rattlesnakes was coming down that aisle now, and I had a door here I could shut, and in that 10,000, 1,000 meant right. 1,000 rattlesnakes didn't want to bite me. I knew they were good. Should I let all these rattlesnakes come down, hoping that 1,000 get together and form a shield? Or should I just close the door and stay safe?
I think that
you understand? The Viet Cong are not all bad, but America's still dropping bombs. In Hiroshima, the Japan wasn't bad, but she still dropped the bomb. In Korea, they weren't bad, but they still dropped the bomb. So now I'm going to forget the 400 years of lynching and killing and raping and depriving my people of freedom, justice, equality, first fired, last hired, the lowest of low, last respected. And I'm going to look at 2 or 3 white people who are trying to do right and don't see the other million trying to kill me.
Now, see, that is a whole different story altogether. Now, what Ali was saying, for those guys who didn't know, is like white America at that time, when they were being oppressed the way they were back in the 60s and 70s, this is a whole different time than what we got today. Okay? We're getting it bad, but not like that. Well, it was so blatant, and what the media was trying to do at that time was turn everybody turn the cheek and say, focus on the few whites that are trying to do good. Because 2 white people were killed during this time for trying to help out Martin Luther King and helping the blacks out. Like 2 white guys, one from overseas in England and somebody else, they got involved and they got killed in a march, and the focus and the attention was all on these 2 white people that got killed and the many other blacks that were killed also in one of these marches. Back then, blacks didn't have options to do they want to sell to whites or blacks in certain communities. They didn't have the choice. These people fought and died for we could have the option and the choice. So now we could decipher if we want to work with people. See, you can't say this is what we want, but you're going to do the same thing the oppressor has done. And that's what a lot of you people don't understand as far as blacks. And I try to get you guys to understand is don't be your enemy. If you don't like what your enemy is doing to you, you don't turn around and do that to somebody else. The answer is not that. Don't become your enemy. You've seen this in a million movies, right? You want to become the enemy. You're not talking peace or equality. You're talking about putting yourself where they are and doing the same thing to somebody else. But long as you on top, that's all that matters. And if you sell that, then you're selling yourself another dictatorship. The same, and you're basically justifying what they're doing when you do that. You know, and people do that with me. They're like, man, I hate the way you hate on such and such and all this. You ain't nothing but a no good MF and blah 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 blah, and you're ugly and blah blah blah. I'm like, well, if you just hate what I said about somebody else, why would you say the same things about me or worse? So you just did the same thing. So you'll get it one day. It's real easy to see and figure out, but most people don't get it right off the bat, off the cuff. It take them a little while to understand what we're saying. If you want to choose to do and operate with no interference or don't want to sell to certain people, only want to have your operation the way you want to do it, fine, do it. It's all up to you. But here's a note to self. If you continuously play this way, let's see how well you're received. Meaning, translation, who would want to hear your cries if you won't take the support that they're trying to give you because they actually care? There's actually some that do. So, if you got people that don't look like you that care, and the only people that care are people that look like you, what is going to change? Because the people all who are in power don't look like you. You understand what I'm saying? Laws were changed. People were released from jail because they had outside influence from people from England, people from Norway, people from Jamaica, people from the Bahamas, people from China, people from Korea. All of these people that were involved, who risked going against their own race, who told them that's not our business. Did you know the Koreans were standing with the blacks doing the civil rights because they were in the same boat? The Hispanics were out there fighting. I know a lot of you guys think the Hispanics got here in like the 80s, but no, they've been here a very long time. Like, they only came here when the Lakers started winning. Then they just came all out of nowhere and started going to the Laker games. No. Hispanics have been here a long time. And a lot of them were walking and marching with everybody else, doing what they do. So, that's just to let you know a little bit of history that people don't talk about. There's other races were involved. They all helped out. And because of this, things were changed. Policies were changed. It was a combined effort. So in business, you want to diversify yourself as much as possible. Why limit yourself? You could still work with your brothers. You could still support your brothers and your sisters. You don't have to neglect anybody just by working with everybody else. That's people's inner selfishness. So don't take Muhammad Ali's statement and what he made out of context. Back then, it was trying to rally support of we need to unify first. And that was their things. First, we got to unify together before we can emerge. It was a whole different time. It was so much going on in the 60s and 70s. You can't use that analogy and then bring it into today's time and try to use that out of context. So what he was talking about was entirely different than what I'm talking about. I gotta take this call. Alright, well, I'll let y'all later.